Hello my dear students, welcome to your science class. So it's the syllabus of science for the midterm, which is also given in the data sheet. In our previous class we did revision up to chapter number 4. So today we will revise the remaining chapters 5th, 6th and 7th for the midterm. Okay, we will do only point-wise revision. So let us start with chapter number 5, solids, liquids and gases. From this chapter we learnt about solids, liquids, gases and also change of form from one state to another. Solids are what? The state of matter, okay, which have a fixed shape and size and also do not flow. Yes, and liquids are what? The state of matter, okay, in which they don't have a fixed shape. Okay, they can also be called as fluid, as liquids can flow. Gases are what? The state of matter, okay, which neither has a fixed shape nor a fixed size. Yes, we the human beings, okay, we breathe oxygen, okay, and plants need carbon dioxide to make food and as a product gives out oxygen. Yes, then the differences between liquids, solids and gases are what? Solids have fixed shape, liquids don't have a fixed shape and gases also don't have a fixed shape. Next, then point number 2, solids have a fixed size, liquids have a fixed size but gases don't have a fixed size. Solids do not flow, liquids and gases can flow. Yes, and in exam if differences come, then you have to make table as like this, okay, and then write point wise. Okay, next about change of form. Change of form means what? Changing either from solid to liquid or from liquid to gas, like that. Okay, generally we see change of form in case of water. Yes, let us consider ice, which is in solid form. When it gets heat, it converts to water, which is liquid form, and when we heat water, it changes into water vapor or steam, which is the gas form. Yes, in this way water can be changed from one form to another. There are some processes involved in change of matter, state of matter. Let us know them. First one, it is melting. Okay, this is the process in which a solid changes into liquid on being heated, and when you boil water it changes into steam. The process in which a liquid changes into gas on heating is called evaporation. Okay, then the third process is condensation. It is the process in which gas changes into liquid on cooling. Okay, and the fourth one is freezing. Okay, the process in which a liquid changes into solid on cooling is called freezing. Yes, when ice get heat, okay, it changes into liquid, that process is called melting. When water gets heat, it changes into steam, the process involved is called evaporation. When water vapor gets cooled, okay, it changes into liquid, the process is called condensation, and changing from water into ice on cooling is called freezing. So these are the main points of chapter number 5. Next, let us move to chapter 6, living and non-living things. From this chapter we mainly learned about living and non-living things and difference between them. Yes, okay. Living things, they need food and water to survive, but non-living things do not need any food. Living things move from one place to another in search of food, shelter, and to protect themselves from enemies. Okay. But non-living things, they cannot move on their own. They move only when someone moves them. Yes. A fish moves with the help of its fin. Okay. Butterfly moves with the help of its wings. Okay. Human beings move with the help of the legs, like that. Next point, living things breathe. Okay. We human being and animals breathe through nose. Then insects like grasshopper and cockroach, they breathe through air holes present on their body. Plants breathe through tiny pores called stomata. Yes, but non-living things, they do not breathe. Next point, living things grow over a period of time. Okay, they change in shape and also in size, but non-living things, they do not grow. Okay. Next point is living things, they feel. Okay, they feel changes around them. Yes, as animals have sense organs to feel changes around them, we human beings have eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. Okay, with the help of these 5 sense organs, we feel changes. Like us, insects also feel changes. Okay, cockroaches and butterflies, they feel changes around them with the help of their antenna. Plants also, along with animals, plants also have sense organs. Okay, they also feel. Yes, plants grow towards the light, and mimosa plants, which is also called as touch me not. Okay, this plant closes when it is being touched. But does your toy car feel pain? No, non-living things do not feel. Yes. Next point is living things reproduce. Reproduce is what? Reproduction is the process by which living things produce more of their own kind. Yes. All living things, they produce more of their own kind, but non-living things, they do not. Yes. Living things also die. After a certain period of time, all living things, they die. They do not remain the same forever. But non-living things, they do not die. They remain same forever. Yes. Now, these are some differences between living and non-living things. Okay. If in exam differences come, then you have to write like this way only, by making table and by giving points. Okay. Write point wise only the differences. Yes. Now, next, let us move to chapter number 7, parts of a plant. The whole chapter, it is important for this term. Okay. From this chapter, we learned about the parts of a plant and germination of seed. There are many kinds of plants around us, and we see various kinds of plants. Some are big, some are small. Yes, some are weak and some are strong. A plant has different parts. Okay. But there are mainly 2 parts. Yes. The roots and the shoot. Yes. The root, it contains, that means the root part, which is underground. Shoot part, it is what? The part which is above the, which grows above the ground. There are 2 types of roots we can see in plants, taproot and fibrous root. First, let us know about them. Taproot means what? It consists of a main thick root, okay, as shown in this picture, which grows from the end of the stem. Here the stem ends and root, the main thick root, starts growing. Okay, and many small roots arise from this main root. Such kind of root can be seen in case of people, hibiscus, rose and tomato. Okay, and fibrous roots are what? This kind of root. Okay, many roots arising from the end of the stem, and this kind of root can be seen in like grass, wheat, onion and sugarcane. Okay, and there are some functions of root. Their what? Roots fix the plant firmly in the soil. They prevent the plant from falling down. They intake water and minerals from the soil and pass them to the stem. Roots hold the soil and prevent it from being washed away by water or wind. Roots of some plants store food also, as for example carrot, radish, turnip, beetroot. Such veggies are roots only, which are eaten by us as food. Yes. Next, let us know about stem. Why stem? Because the main part of shoot, it is what? The stem only. It grows above the ground. Yes. And it bears branches, leaves, buds, flowers and fruits. Okay. Some trees like mango, neem, they have thick, hard and woody stem called trunk. But some plants are there, okay, like money plant and bitter gourd, who have weak stems. Okay. They either need support or grow along the ground. And the functions of stem are that it holds the plant upright, that means straight upward. Next, it carries food and water to different parts of the plant. It passes water and minerals from the roots to the other parts of the plant. It also passes food made by leaves to other parts of the plant. Okay. So these are the functions of stem. Okay. Then there is one more function. Stems of some plants like sugarcane, potato and ginger store extra food in them, which we eat. Okay. And potato, ginger, onion, they are also called as underground stem. Okay, as because these are stems only but grow below the ground. Okay. Next, let us discuss about the second most important part of shoot, which is leaf. Okay. Here the structure of a leaf is shown. Yes. The flat broad part of a leaf, it is called the leaf blade. This is the main vein. These are the side vein. Okay. And underneath the leaf, some tiny pores are present, which are called stomata. And stomata help a plant to breathe and also take in carbon dioxide needed for preparing food. Yes. Now the functions of a leaf are that it makes food for the plant. That's why it is called kitchen or food factory of the plant. Okay. For preparing food, it uses sunlight, air and water. Yes. And after preparing food, leaves give out oxygen, which is essential for life. We need oxygen for breathing. Yes. And some leaves of some plants like cabbage, spinach, all this we eat as food. Okay. So not only the particular part we eat as food of a plant, right? We eat root part also of some plants, then we eat stem also, we eat fruit also. Yes. And we also eat the leaf also. Not all the plants, some particular plants. Yes. Next, let us discuss about flowers and fruits. We see different types of flowers around us, right? And flowers that we see, they have different colors, shapes, smells. Yes. All the flowers are not same. Right. Here in this picture, it is shown how from buds, okay, a flower grows and then a fruit grows. Okay, the procedure it is given. Next, let us discuss about seeds. Okay, most of the fruits have seeds. Why seeds are important? As because new plants grow from seeds. Yes. And all the seeds of all the plants are not same. They are different in colors, shapes and also in sizes. Yes. And the process of growth of a new plant from a seed, it is called germination. Okay. So try to remember it. What is germination? The process of growth of a new plant from a seed is called germination. Okay. And with this, we have finished revision for midterm. Best of luck for your examination. So that's all for today. Thank you, everyone.